Okay, these are your notes on scientific notation. We're going to fill them out together and then you're going to put them on page 2 of your ISN. So scientific notation is going to be your first blank. So scientific notation is how mathematicians and scientists handle very large or very small numbers. So very large or very small, we're looking at numbers that have lots of zeros in them either way. So converting from scientific notation to standard form. So scientific notation, you have a decimal times 10 to a power. So there's a couple things you need to recognize. This decimal here has to be between 1 and 10. Has to be somewhere in that range. And then this exponent over here is going to tell us which direction we need to move our decimal to get it into standard form. So 6.8 times 10 to the 8th, because 8 is positive, we move the decimal to the right. So I'm going to take 6.8 and move the decimal to the right 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then all those little loops you're going to fill in with zeros. And then add your commas. So 6.8 times 10 to the 8th, that's the scientific notation, is equal to 680 million. That's standard form. We're going to do the same thing with our next example, 2.9 times 10 to the negative second. This time, our exponent is negative, which means we move our decimal to the left twice. So 2.9, go to the left, 1, 2. So our answer is 0.029. Now to go from standard form, so the form with all the zeros, to scientific notation. The first thing we need to do is look at our number, and we need to find where we can put a decimal that would turn this into a number that's between 1 but less than 10. So if I'm looking here, if I put a decimal between 6 and 5, I get 6.5. And that number is between 1 and less than 10. Times 10 never changes, that's always the same. Now we need to find out what this exponent is. So if I put the decimal between 6 and 5 and do 6.5, we need to find out how far I would have to move this to get it to the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And because I moved to the right, that's going to stay positive. That's your final answer. Let's try that again. So look at your number. Where can you put a decimal here that would make it between 1 and 10? Right there between the 5 and the 6 gives me 5.6. Times 10 doesn't change. And then now how far do we have to move this decimal to get it back to where it started? 1, 2, 3. So I moved it 3 places to the left, so my exponent is negative 3. Okay, so again, go ahead and put that on page 2 of your ISN, and we'll see you tomorrow in class.